Hello there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 8th. So this week, I think that you're going to be. Let's see. I think you're going to be studying a lot of. You're going to be studying something that has to do with money. I think that definitely comes up really strong for me right now. Is that you're really looking into something. You're really studying it. I mean, that's the only word that comes to mind. I think things might not be happening as quickly as you would like them to in your life, and I mean that as a whole. So like everything pretty much is not happening as quickly, but the good news is that it's happening. The first card you have is the Six of Spades, which is small improvements. I love this card because to me, I call this card the ladder always. And to me, that's what it symbolizes. Like you're climbing your way up a ladder. So, yeah, it's like a little bit of work. And, yeah, the improvements are incremental, meaning that they don't come like, it's not like just like a blast of improvement coming into your life. It's just like, one improvement after the other. And which is kind of nice because then it's spread out for a while to come. And I think the other thing that you need to realize is I think that the position that you're in right now, and have been, it's improving. But the other thing that comes up that we're going to get to at the end of the reading here, for this week especially, I think it's because it's like a mental week as well, is that these improvements will be staying for the rest of your life. So that's great. So any improvements you make now, I'd say for the next, 6 months at least, I think you're going to start seeing these incremental improvements and things getting better. I think you've already seen some of these incremental improvements. Maybe that's why you're feeling a little bit like antsy this week. I think you're going to have like a little bit of antsiness going on this week. Nothing negative. I think you're just going to like want things to be moving along kind of. I think that's what's really coming in here for this week. But like I said, these improvements are here to stay. That's the great thing about incremental improvements, is that they don't go away. So the next card you have is the Queen of Spades, and you have two Queen cards coming up right next to each other. I'm reading these as coming up for you. Both of them are meant for you. They're not other people in your life or anything like that. And again, I don't attach sex to my cards, so it doesn't matter if you're male or female. You're just going to be embracing the archetypes basically of the card. So the archetype for the Queen of Spades is that she's somebody who's very intelligent, good with money, aggressive, ambitious, all of those things, highly intelligent. I see a lot of intelligence coming from you this week in particular. This woman is always also she's very independent. I think you're going to be feeling very independent as well this week. Kind of like you're going to be wanting to work kind of by yourself, even if you have a job or a business. It doesn't matter. I think you're going to want some like independence. It's interesting because I think that you're going to be feeling this for all areas of your life. I'm feeling that most strongly for most of you, is that you're going to be feeling like this like need to be independent this week from everything, not just money, not just love, pretty much everything. So that's what's coming in for her. Like I said, I get the sense of like a lot of intelligence this week. And the next card you have is a Queen of Diamonds, which I'm going to pull this card up as well. To me, these are both meant for you. I think you're going to be embracing, like I said, both of these archetypes. This is another card of intelligence, and intelligence when it comes to money. It has to do with studying. Like I said, I think you're going to be studying something. Not necessarily like literally studying, like for a test or something like that, but just going over like a lot of stuff and getting deep into it. So whether this be at your job or your home or your business, it would probably be one of those three things for most people who are watching this right now. And it's something that's going to have a great outcome. Something that you're really working for and working towards. Like I said, there's like the word studying just keeps coming up, so I'm just gonna go with that because that's all like I said, that's all that's popping up for me right now is studying. It's interesting. I always play with these cards, in particular this one deck, because I like that some of the imagery is very accurate to the intuitive messages that I get off the cards. And so the reason the Queen of Diamonds has to do with studying, and it's interesting because in this deck it's like a lady and she's looking at the skeleton of a bird. And there's like a lot of studying and things like that in that imagery. It's like a lot of like scientific stuff, so that's where this study comes from and all this other stuff. But like I said, I feel it's mostly home business, things like that. The other thing about this woman is she's very aggressive as well. I mean, that's the other thing in business and in job, she's very aggressive. She'd also be, somebody who would be a higher up, like a boss or things like that. So, like I said, I'm not feeling these as other people coming in for you this week. I'm just feeling you embracing those feelings and that archetype. So you're going to be feeling like a boss this week, and you're going to be embracing all those like influential, aggressive type of attitudes this week. I think, this week, like I said in the beginning of the reading, that you're feeling like things aren't happening as quickly as you want. You have the Nine of Spades, which is exactly that, feeling like things aren't happening as quickly as you want them to happen. But like I said, they are happening. I think you're seeing them happen. I think you just want them to be going a lot faster. I get like a very sped up feeling when I picked this up for you, and when I focused on it earlier, when I drew all the cards, that it's like a very like I gotta go, I gotta go. And I think part of that has to do with your past, probably, like, the past not being so great, so now you're finally seeing things going well, and now you want to just, blow it up and get more of it, so you're trying to move faster. So this is like you maybe getting a little bit disappointed that it's not moving as quickly as you'd like. It's, feeling maybe a little bit down. I would say don't have any of those feelings, because then you're gonna push it away. But it's also not an accurate, like I said, these are just feelings. They're not actually happening. And like I said, things are happening. So it's almost like a little bit of a greed. It can be like a little bit of a greed card as well. So I asked for some clarification on that card, and I got the Seven of Diamonds, which is pretty much very similar to the Nine of Spades, in that this is always kind of feeling like you have a lack, even though you see stuff coming in and you are seeing improvements. It's like they're not happening fast enough for you, and that's what this card means. If you notice, both cards, they're not symmetrical. They're both missing one's missing a spade, the other one's missing a diamond right here, because they're not an even number. So, it's kind of like that feeling of left out, like something's missing, something like that. The great news about this card, and you might have even had this in one of the readings for me, over the past 2 months. The great thing about this card is that it always ends up being that you are left in a better position than you were in your past. That's what this card means. That you're being, you might be seeing, like, you might be kind of like feeling a little rushed and things like that right now, but where you're headed is a much better position. So, thank you for watching this video. I think you are going to have a great week. I think you just need to dial it back and realize, and just focus on those small improvements. Focus on what is, happening, what is actually happening in your life. And I think you'll have a great week.